This episode of Podcast Portugal is brought to you by Revolut Business. If you run a company here in Portugal or anywhere across Europe, you already know how painful old-school banking can be, slow transfers, hidden fees, and endless paperwork. Revolut Business changes that. With a Revolut Business account, you can get lightning-fast international payments, multi-currency wallets, and smart expense management all in one app. And here's the best part. When you sign up using our special link, Podcast Portugal receives €400 as a referral bonus. It's a great way to streamline your business finances and support the show at the same time. So if you've been thinking about upgrading your business banking, now's the moment. Just click Revolut Business in the show notes and get started today. This is Justin West from Podcast Portugal. I have the honor to speak to Laura Taborda. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing the last name correctly. Now, Laura, she is...
Yes.
Hey, she is what is the steeplechase? Steeplechase, is that right? Is
Yes,
that how you pronounce
steeplechase.
steeplechase?
Yes.
So you might need to explain to some of my I used to throw the javelin, so I didn't used to watch so much the people running around me. so I don't
Yeah,
know.
sometimes they are throwing while I run.
Oh no, yeah. If they're really good, I can remember actually it was the time I was throwing javelin when they started to. No, let me put this straight. I threw the javelin when I was like 17 or 18 at school. In no way this type of level that you're at in athletics. But it was at the time when they
in
started
high school.
to change the design of the javelin so that it didn't keep going because they found that people were throwing it so far and it was becoming a danger. So they had
far, yeah.
They put like
Yeah, I remember
mechanism.
they used to like planate or something. They would fly really far.
Yeah,
The
so
javelins.
they put some new
And then they
mechanism.
changed them.
Yeah.
to-
Fantastic. So tell us, what is you are the steeplechase national champion. And so tell us, what is the steeplechase and how did you get into doing the steeplechase and athletics and running and all of that kind of thing?
First of all, thank you, Justin, for having me.
You're welcome.
It's a pleasure to be in your podcast. And so I started doing the steeplechase when I started athletics, basically. But let me explain what is the steeplechase for whom might not know. So it's 3,000 meters, so 3 kilometers around the track, where we have barriers, but the barriers are not like those hurdles that maybe most people are used to. That they are like thin. It's like really thick barriers of wood, and you got to jump over them. You can put the foot on top, but it's not so economic during the run to put the foot on top. And you have 5 of those around the track, and one of them has a water pit,
Yes.
which is like a bit deep. It's full of water.
So it gets all your
And
trainers
we
all
do
wet.
basically 7.5 laps over those barriers and the water pits, and that's the 3,000 meter steeplechase.
Yeah, it's a nice sport. It's a nice event because it's not just simply running as some, it's. I think if people
that's what I used to
understand
think. Like
cross country and stuff, when you come to something like that, exactly. When you come to an obstacle like that, it breaks your rhythm, and you kind of get a little bit fatigued anyway. And then it just is a little bit more harder. And then especially having the wet feet on your spikes. That must be a little bit uncomfortable.
It's a bit more challenging.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that part of it as well, because you kind of have more to think about than just keep pushing and keep running forward. You gotta jump. So it's like keep pushing, but jump now and pushing again.
Yeah.
But I started doing it when I was pretty young. And I just kind of kept evolving.
Why did you start doing this when you were young? Why did you want to run around and jump over things?
Maybe in 2013, 14. I started it in the younger categories. I really like it. Started actually running first, like doing races,
Cross
like the
country.
small races in school and things like that. Cross country as well, yeah. And after I started running, I got into a club in my small town. I was living in Covilhã at the time, so I got in a little club, and I kind of started learning about the sports and the different areas and the modalities that there is in the sport. There's obviously the throws, as you spoke about, the javelin. Even in the throws, there's many different throws: the javelin, the shot put, the discus, the the hammer throw.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah,
there's so
yeah, the
many,
hammer. That's right.
and then there's also like the sprints, the short sprints, the long sprints, the distance, and the long distance, the shorter distances. And I started kind of like in the speed side of things,
All
but
right.
then I
What,
quickly
like
realized it
800
was very
meters or
easy.
400? 400 meters or 800 or literally the 100 meters?
Um, yeah, when I started doing like my actually first race ever was like in school sports, and I'm the 60 meters.
That's 60
With,
meters. Wow.
yeah, that was my first race. But actually, when I remember, like I started liking to run was like when I was in fourth grade. We still didn't have like phones at that time. Like nobody had phones in school. So when we had class breaks, we would go outside and we would play. And one of the things we started like playing was doing like races between each other. And at that age, you don't have such a difference between boys and girls, and like we're physiologically still very similar. So we kind of just started doing little races between us, and I thought that was so much fun, and I could kind of win to like a lot of people.
Yeah,
So
you're beating
we
everybody,
we would do
basically.
like internal. I actually had like one. There was one guy that I could not beat.
Hmm.
It was funny because later on both of us joined athletics, so
Yeah,
we both. But he became a thrower, so
yeah.
and I became a distance runner.
Nice. And what sort of training, like now? I'm sure your training schedule is super. Do you sort of peak with the training, or do you keep like a base level fitness and then sort of try to peak 6 weeks before a major event, or what's your typical week of training look like?
Yeah, yeah, it depends a lot on the time of the season. Obviously, I work with my coach, and my coach does most of the thoughts and the thinking the um, behind my training. She is the one that does my plan, and she points out like points of the times of the season I gotta be in the best shape, and she kind of works backwards and tries to make like um, obviously a base training. Then we start getting more sharper, and maybe taking off a little bit on the volume and focusing more on the intensity to get faster and
Mhm.
with more intensity to go compete and be like at the fastest we can be
Okay.
for depending on the distance we're gonna run. Because being a distance runner, you have cross country season, then you have indoor season and you have outdoor season. So it's basically all year round. You don't have much
Okay.
of a break. But also, yeah, you asked about like for where there's an example of like a week.
Yeah, typical week
I
where
can
you're
give you
doing
like
the
an example
base.
of a week right now.
Yeah.
So right now I'm doing a base training
Hmm.
because I don't know if you saw like on my Instagram or something, but I kind of had to cut my outdoor season a bit short because I broke my rib in one of
No.
in my last race in outdoor.
But you fell on one of
So
the jumps.
I didn't really fall. Like it had been raining, so the track was wet. So I just kind of slipped and I
Oof.
went against one of the barriers.
Ah.
And as I said, they are wood. They are really hard,
Mm.
and they don't fall when you go against them. So I just went with my chest against it, and it was my first time doing that. And
Mm.
yeah, I broke my rib.
Yeah, ribs are nasty, especially
But
when you're breathing with the amounts you have to use your breath in and breath out for traveling or your running
yeah,
and stuff and the
yeah, I
jolting.
didn't have much notion that it affected that much, but
Yeah.
then like I realized, so I had to stop for like a week, and then I started like gradually getting back at it. And now, um, for example, this week I'm doing around 150, 140 kilometers. Uh,
Okay.
and basically I double 4 days. I'm doubling 4 days a week, and which doubling is basically you run in the morning and you run in the afternoon.
Wow.
And right now I'm still doing as it is more base training. I do more like fartleks, and we kind of try to keep the volume up and focusing on getting more volume than intensity. But I'm trying to do a lot of like heels and try to get stronger, basically.
Interesting. And so that basically the base training is try to extend the cardiovascular system. It's trying to get the bigger heart, the bigger lungs, and that efficiency running. And then I guess the
Yeah, yeah.
speed is more towards the muscular reactions. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, we try to basically get obviously also when we have a break, it's quite hard to come back.
Tell me about
Everybody
it.
who already like probably tried to run knows and have noticed how much harder it is to like start
Ah, yeah. Tell
start
me about it.
running than to like be in a routine. And just like if you run every day, it becomes not just not easier, but it becomes like more
Yeah.
comfortable on the
You
body.
have to keep
It's
pushing it
not
a
such a
little bit.
struggle.
Yeah. It's interesting. No, I
Mhm.
know. I feel you coming back from an injury because I actually won the European championships, the Masters International Championship in Jiu Jitsu. So I got the gold.
Oh, wow.
And like
That's really
literally,
cool.
yeah, literally 2 weeks later, I sort of slacked off a little bit on the training, but still going to the training, but not being so focused. And I managed to have like a 110 kilo guy land on my leg and bend my knee backwards. And
Oh my god.
luckily, there was no ligament damage. There was no dislocation or break or anything like that, but it was a bone contusion. And so, like, I've been out of action for 3 months. I've just started going back to training now because I thought this is ridiculous, this length of recovery. I can't bend my knee more than 90
Yeah.
degrees, which is super important in jujitsu. But I've gone back to training anyway, but just to keep moving because I think it's so necessary to just keep moving. Otherwise, at my age as
Yeah.
well, 52, everything starts to fall apart if you don't keep at it. And then it's super hard. And just the simplest routines that I could just do so easily and try to push even harder. Now I'm sort of getting out of breath and and it's a challenge. I posted a lot on,
Yeah, it's a
on
challenge to
Instagram
come back.
recently about
But
fragility and coming
for
back.
for sure, like there's like so many studies that show that people like whatever age you are, like it's good to keep active and to keep your body like at a certain level of like fitness,
Yeah.
because it will not only make you live longer, but also like make I think makes your quality of life like way better, like
Yeah.
as we get older.
Psychologically as well. I'm a great believer in that.
Yeah,
Like, we have stresses of the
obviously
day, and
not to an extreme. Like obviously, I think at a certain point, what I'm doing it's not quite like healthy, because I do it too much. Like a normal person doesn't need to be doing like doubles
marathons
and like
and
all these crazy things
mm,
like to keep in shape or to be like healthy.
yeah,
But
it's extreme. It's more
in
balanced.
moderation.
Yeah, moderation, more balanced. I,
Yeah.
I agree. My mom, she used to run 5 kilometers every day until she was 73. I think she had to stop running.
Oh,
Five
wow.
kilometers every day. So she was, and we used to live in Saudi Arabia for a long time. So she was running 4 o'clock in the
Oh,
afternoon in 43 degrees outside. And she doesn't like to drink water
wow.
either. So she would finish her
Was there
run.
altitude there too?
No, no, no. We were literally at sea level. So she would finish and drink a diet Pepsi because she was thirsty. And I used to say to mom, "You really
With the
need to drink
heat,
some
yeah, with the
water."
heat,
you
it's
know,
basically
she
it's
was like,
basically all the
yeah. She was like, "I don't like water." It's like crazy. Yeah, but she had to give up her running because she couldn't see so well. So she had a few falls and things like that. She couldn't see where she was stepping. Um, Yeah, yeah, yeah. But she loved it. It was just her commitment every day to herself to go out to run and to free the mind. And And whatever weather, when she moved back to the UK, she was running in the rain, in the snow, whatever. She didn't care.
Wow.
But so
Yeah,
nice.
that's like a big thing of being consistent. Like she was really consistent,
Yeah, yeah,
and yeah, and she wasn't like driven by her like motivation. It was is because sometimes she probably didn't really feel like doing it, but she still went either way,
yeah. I think
and
it
that's like
became
a
a
big
need.
part of.
Yeah, I think it's like a need. I'm not going to say an addiction, but it's like a need to feel that the endorphins. I'm assuming the endorphins and the feeling after
Yeah,
you run, and that you've done something, you've accomplished something for the day. You can then relax a little bit more for the rest of the day, and yeah. But
yeah, yeah. Because so many times you don't really feel like getting out there, but then like you are always like in the end you're always glad you did.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
you might feel like, oh, I really don't wanna, I really wanna get up, or I really don't wanna get out of the couch to go run and be like in an uncomfortable place
Yeah,
when like I'm comfortable right now. But at the end of the day, like you always, you never regret having done it. You
exactly.
will only regret if you didn't do it.
Yeah, it's an interesting psychology. It's the same. Yeah, even just simply getting up at sunrise. I hate to do it, but then after about 30 minutes, I realize, oh, I feel so good this time of morning. I'm energetic. My mind is racing. I get lots of stuff done. I go outside. I can go to the
Yeah,
gym, whatever. But if I sleep in, I feel terrible, But sometimes
yeah,
the mind plays
yeah.
tricks
You
on
just
you.
gotta do it
Yeah.
even when you don't feel like it, and then you feel way better afterwards. It's like that thing of delayed gratification.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you get some delayed gratification from doing doing what you don't want to get like something better
Yeah.
in the future.
So type of nutrition do you still work with a nutritionist? And I mean, because I know that runners, you are needing a lot of carbohydrates because you're probably burning a hell of of
Yeah,
energy in the amount of
yeah.
150 kilometers a week.
It's always been like a thing like so when I started running, like I didn't really know what I needed exactly, and I've made some mistakes along the I've been on this journey. Obviously, like that's also like how I learned, and now I learned like how I need to like fuel my body enough to be able to do all the work that I'm doing, and mostly it's trying not to under fuel. It's more like I've had many coaches that have told me, because I don't know if you know, but I've been in the US
Yeah,
training,
that's right.
and I've had like
In
I have had
Arkansas,
like
right? Were
5
you
coaches, I think.
Arkansas?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I follow their
Yeah, I was in
American football team.
Arkansas.
Was that at university? Was it you there, or was it just like a training team?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
at the University of Arkansas.
I'm trying
I
to
was
remember.
taking
It's
my master degree.
Yeah, they have the Javali as the American football team
Yeah,
mascot. Yeah, I watched
yeah,
them
the
there.
Javali.
Pretty
It's
cool.
it's the logo of the school.
Yeah, that's it. Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you're going to get the top. Yeah, that's amazing. Did you get a scholarship to go there?
Yes, yes, I did.
Wow, congratulations.
First, so I went in 2019, and I got at Eastern Kentucky University, which is like
N-
in Kentucky,
You're kidding. My sister
in the
went there
state
for a
of
bit.
Kentucky.
Yeah,
Really?
my sister went to Kentucky. Yeah, she got a tennis scholarship to go to Kentucky.
Oh my God,
Yeah, yeah.
small world.
Yeah, it's crazy. Wow.
But yeah, yeah, I was there for like 2 years, and then I moved for 6 months to Mississippi.
Hmm.
But I was still in university. I went to the University of Mississippi, and then I transferred to the University of Arkansas to do my master.
Wow. And what did you
But
study and
for
what did you
sure,
study for your masters?
so my bachelor was in graphic design,
Ah,
and
beautiful.
then my master is in operations management.
Ah, okay. Actually, because I can see on your Instagram you have some beautiful graphics and drawings and stuff. That's you, is it?
Yeah, yeah, I have
Yeah,
like a
nice.
page where it's basically my drawings. I didn't post a lot of my graphic design work.
Yeah,
I have it like on other websites, but
cool.
I really like drawing, so I just have some
Nice.
of my drawings up.
Nice. Nice. And then because you're also part of the Adidas team, and how did they get in touch with
Yeah.
you when you were at the universities in the US, or how did they approach you? The reason I ask is
So,
I actually train a lot of
mhm,
surf. I do a lot of surf coaching athletes, so they're always trying to get sponsorship and trying to find the best
mhm.
ways because it, as you probably know, it's a real it's a struggle being an
Yeah,
athlete.
it's a
You need the
challenge.
funds, you know.
Yeah, it is not easy, and like even in Portugal, it's really hard to be like a professional athlete. It's that's what I'm doing right now. I'm like a professional athlete
Hmm.
because I will do like a couple of things on the side, but basically my main focus is being an athlete and training to be at my best. But it's not easy, and I can tell you, there's not that many people that can do it in Portugal because there's not that much support. We have support from the federation, but it's not near enough to like be living off of it. And having a brand, like, yeah, it's a huge deal for like any athlete in any sport to be supported by a brand. But when I was in the US, I was under the university. So when you are in the university studying as a student athlete, right now the rules kind of changed a little, so I'm not so sure like how it works right now. But when I was there, there was a rule that wouldn't let um, international student athletes like myself have how do I say? Well, it's like having
Sponsorship,
a sponsor. You couldn't
yeah.
have a sponsor
You
while you
had you
were
couldn't
there
have financial
because
ties
it was
directly.
considered work.
Yeah, I can understand. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's with the green card.
Like because of the rules of the F1 visa, that is the student visa.
Mm,
So you couldn't be sponsored because it would be considered as
okay.
if you were working
So then
because you were being
Adidas Europe had
compensated.
to pay you. Adidas Portugal had to pay you
Yeah,
instead. Yeah. Okay, makes sense.
yeah. So I basically waited until I finished my degrees. And I wanted to have a brand and I wanted to be a professional athlete. And it was like a big decision either I would come to Portugal or I would stay in the US and try to be a professional athlete there. But then the opportunity to come to Portugal and train in this um, under this really good coach that is my coach right now, Samuel Araújo, and having my training partner that is Mariana Machado. She's
Ah,
also
yeah.
a very accomplished athlete in Portugal. And yeah, and then when it came up the opportunity to be sponsored by Adidas, it
Brilliant.
was basically what I wanted and what I've been
Great
hoping
brand.
for. So
Such a
that was a
great
great
brand.
opportunity.
Yeah, isn't it just so fantastic how these brands can, they stand behind athletes' dreams. And I really, there is a lot of
Hmm.
controversy sometimes about sponsorships and brand deals and stuff like that. But I think, we have to wake up and realize like when a company can get to the point where it can support a young athlete's dreams, I think there's something very beautiful in that, you know.
Yeah, yeah, I really love that part of it too because it's not just like myself. Like I'm still like not that known, like, maybe in Portugal, like, some people will know about me, but internationally, like, I'm not still, like, a big name, but, um, big brands, like, will support small athletes like myself that believe that they can achieve more and, grow more and maybe not bringing the revenue or, like, the profit right now, but they believe that maybe it can expand, I
Yeah.
guess. Like, we can grow and we can eventually, like, bring them something.
Yeah, it makes sense. I think it makes sense because it gives more opportunity. You're not going to be going and sort of demanding to have millions and millions and millions like probably some of the top athletes. So I
Of
think it's nice
course.
for the brands to spread their into the grassroots a little bit and support. I mean, I think it's beautiful that they do it, and of course there's a market here in Portugal for people wanting to wear Adidas clothes or trainers or whatever, not just footballers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Adidas also supports a lot of, like, clubs, in Portugal and, supports, like, initiatives of sports and not, like, only races, but also other sports. I think, Adidas is the sponsor of the basketball national team and things like that.
Yeah. It's
So
really
I think
crazy what they
Adidas has
can do.
a big action around
Yeah.
in Portugal in sports.
I think it needs to be applauded, and people can just basically support that idea by going and buying a pair of Adidas trainers or an Adidas T-shirt, and
Yeah,
you're supporting our
and
athletes. You know.
yeah, it's been like lately. You probably noticed like the culture of like running has been like growing so much.
Yeah.
So many people trying to run, like becoming like runners and just going and training for like a marathon or like half marathons.
Yeah.
And the culture and the community has been like growing so much.
Yeah. I've seen some crazy statistics about how people now are, instead of going to nightclubs and drinking lots of beer or alcohol or whatever, are now sort of joining running clubs. And there's like a huge wave of people that are socializing, but in healthy ways, and going to
Yeah,
coffee mornings and all
running
these
clubs.
running
Yeah, instead
clubs.
of
And it's beautiful. And I think it's
that
very
is
positive.
a great shift. Yeah, I think that definitely it's way healthier for the people to be getting together, hanging out at a running club
Yeah. And
instead of
motivating.
or even like when sometimes, of course, like running is like a lot of the socializing, but the socializing aspect of it might be quite similar in a way to the socializing aspect of like when people go out at night. I
Yeah.
don't know. Some people
Yeah.
might be
You're
going out
dancing
to
and
like
talking. Yeah. It's similar.
find someone. So like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you find someone at a running club? It
Yeah,
might
okay.
be
I see what you
it
mean.
might be
Like
a person with better.
instead of Tinder, it's like a running club. Okay, I get it. Yeah. No, it makes sense. You're finding
Yeah.
somebody who shares your same values, and yeah, it's so
Hmm.
true. And
Yeah,
you're
it's
being
really
prepared to seeing yourself at your worst, like first thing in the morning,
yeah,
with
yeah,
with sweating and panting and huffing and not being able to talk properly. Yeah, I can
yeah.
see it.
Great way to meet.
Yeah, it's very honest. No, it's fantastic. So, Laura, what's on your schedule, your timetable? You're recovering a little bit from your rib injury, but you're picking up the pace.
Yeah,
What's coming
yeah,
up?
yeah,
What's the next season got in store for you?
yeah. Actually, like, my next big goal is the European Cross Country Championship,
Wow, cool.
and for whoever is gonna be listening to this podcast, or even you,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the European Championship is gonna be hosted by Portugal, in December.
Ah, so
So I
fantastic.
believe it's
December,
14th of
Portugal.
December,
Right, 2025.
Lagoa.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Okay, cool. We'll have to send like
Yeah, so
some press releases out to the two English-speaking newspapers down there because they're based in Lagoa, so that'll be a cool event around there
oh
for.
wow.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
So
and it's gonna be really big. I'm sure it will bring a lot of people to watch, even from other countries, because the European Championship is just such a big event. Every year, every year that I've been there, like it's always full of people watching, and it's like a great atmosphere to be in and just like see the athletes, the grit, because I think the course is hard, and usually the courses are hard because it's an European Championship. But I've heard like this course is quite hard. We're obviously being the hosting team. We're gonna be training there a little bit. We'll have like some training camps there,
okay, nice.
so we are more like aware of what the course is like, and we're even gonna have the national championship there as well. So we are prepared when it comes to the European Championship. But yeah, that's my next big goal.
What's on the
But
horizon?
obviously, in like long terms, I want to go to the Olympics in 2028,
Yeah. So how's that
and
looking? What do you have to do to qualify for that? Is it the top five athletes in your discipline, or how does that work? Your selection?
no, so now there's like basically two different ways to qualify for the Olympics and any major championship. So basically, one way is to do the automatic standard, which the automatic standard right now, if it doesn't change until there, uh, for my um, for my race, it's 9:18, which is I have 9:35 right now, so it's 9:18.
Okay.
The not only the mark to go to the Olympics or to go to like a world championship, but also that's also the national record of Portugal. So
Okay,
if I
nice. You
can
have to break that
do that
national
mark,
record.
that would be
Yeah.
awesome.
What's your personal best? Did you say
9:35.
9:35? And how
Unfortunately, this year I couldn't break my record because I was like I felt like I was really ready for it, but then I had that
yeah.
incident and I couldn't keep trying
Yeah.
basically.
Let's see. Maybe this incident is going to be the thing that helps you in some ways. Maybe it's going to push you even harder to realize that
Yeah, of
fragility
course.
and what you hold so precious. That maybe there's a nice mental boost you can gather from that injury. I find it.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been considering a lot, like injury and fragility and recovery. In many ways, it brings you to the fact that you've realized possibly what you could lose. So it makes you that much more hungry. I don't know. You probably
Exactly.
to do what you're doing, 150 kilometers twice a day, over a week, spread over a week. You know, I don't think you need too much motivation. I think you've got it in buckets. Uh,
Yeah, but for sure, like I felt that like I've had other injuries and even like falls in like big championships or big races, and I always felt like obviously there's that part of you that just wants to be sad and like regretting what happened, but then it always kind of like fuels a little bit the
yeah,
fire, and I think it just kind of makes you like when you're like at competitions again and you have an opportunity again, it makes you remember those moments and remember like damn it, I didn't have it my way that time,
yeah,
and now like I really got to do everything in my power to make it and to do it my way this time.
yeah. I think in many sports, it's I think the winners come from the people that realize that you're going to lose a lot more than you win. And it's
Exactly.
to use the losses to fuel you to the wins, and then it makes the
Mhm.
wins that much more
I
precious,
agree.
you know. So yeah,
Yeah,
sorry, you're
it
talking
makes
about the
winning much sweeter.
yeah, exactly. You're talking about the qualification process. So
Mhm.
it's you got to get that 10:18, 9:18, sorry.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
basically you get either the automatic qualifying time or another way. Now it's like there's a system of ranking, which basically there are competitions you can do along the year that will give you so each mark corresponds like points.
okay,
The faster you run, like obviously the more points you get. But also there are different categories for different meets, and if you run like a high category meet, it will add you up some points if you get 1, 2, 3, something like that. So
hmm,
basically, all the points summed, then it will put you higher or lower in the ranking. And for example, for this year, the World Championship, the quota was 36 people. So basically, yeah, obviously, the people that have the qualification mark are in, and then whatever spots are left, people that are in the ranking can get in.
great. That's nice. That's actually quite good because it also sort of it recognizes that athletes
Gives more
are in a
opportunity.
trajectory. Yeah, they're on a trajectory of getting faster and faster and faster and faster, and maybe they will peak at the
Mhm.
Olympics. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's a good right championship where like there's a lot of points, and then they might get in with the ranking.
Brilliant.
That was my hopes for this year, like at the World Championship,
Yeah, yeah.
like
That's
to get in the ranking. But
yeah. Well,
well,
we wish you all the best, and I think I'm going to
thanks.
encourage everybody to go and support you and the team down in the
Mhm.
European Championships cross country in Lagoa, December 2025. So
Yes,
keep an eye
14th of
out.
December.
Yeah, you're going to be posting that on your Instagram, like so when it's
Yes, for
happening.
sure.
Okay, cool. So people can follow Laura and your training and your life on your Instagram. It's really cool to see all the stuff that you do. Inspiration to get out there and walk or take up running or joining a running club yourself. Yeah, well, really nice stuff. Laura, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Is Instagram the sort of way that people should keep in contact with you?
Yes, so I think mostly on my Instagram. I also have Facebook, but I post more often on Instagram than anything.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. And also,
so
if you want,
probably Instagram.
and if you want to support Laura, buy an Adidas T-shirt or a new pair of shoes. Follow the brands, support those brands, because those brands are supporting our athletes. I think that actually is an important message that we need to get out there. Because they're good
Yeah.
quality products anyway, and they're not expensive. So if you're going to go and buy a new T-shirt, make it Adidas, and you're supporting Laura out there in a small way or a big way or whatever.
In a small way, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I appreciate you. And
No
thank you so
worries.
much for having me. It was a really fun talk.
It's a real honor, and I'll be following your career on Instagram. And when you win the Olympics, I want to make sure that you come on to Podcast Portugal, the first interview you do. Is that okay? Is that a deal?
Okay,
No,
it's a deal.
no, I'm joking. You don't need
We
to.
can talk in 2029, maybe.
Is that when it is?
Again.
So far away. Okay. No, that's
Yes.
cool. No, I won't hold you to it. I promise. But I'd love to spread that news of your career sometime in the future. That'd be really cool. Laura, thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Of course, thank you.
This is Podcast Portugal, Justin West. This episode of Podcast Portugal is brought to you by Flow Sports. If you're into jiu-jitsu, wrestling, rugby, cycling, basketball, and many more sports, Flow Sports have you covered. Stream live events, watch exclusive behind-the-scenes content, and dive into a world of top-tier sports coverage, all on one app. Don't miss a moment. Tap the link in the show notes to start watching with Flow Sports today. 365 per year, living on around, eat a muffin chocolate. I need to concentrate, stop the strain of thoughts.